Okay, so I'm back with yet another retro tech thing. You know, eWaste, eWaste bin find. We'll call this series the eWaste Chronicles, if you will. This time it is a 2003 model iMac G4, 1 gigahertz. That's about all I know about it. So the keyboard that came with it was filthy, but I've got this old, I think, Final Cut style Mac keyboard that works fine with it, and a mouse. The old keyboard is, hang on, let me grab it right fast. Yeah, that is the old keyboard. It's a bit filthy. Cleans up okay, but it's still a bit yellow. I need to take it apart and clean it. I'm not interested in getting whatever disease is on that thing, so we're going to not use it. Anyway, I don't know much about this computer, and it was discarded. You know, it's a 21-year-old iMac. I actually really like these designs, these iMac design. It is the Mac on a stick kind of salad bowl. The computer is actually down in here, and then your screen is held up by an arm that is getting weaker with 21 years of age, so it kind of sinks down. Probably not in the best shape, but it's probably in the better shape of one of these I've found. These seem to be a bit hard to find in decent shape. I don't know why. I found a couple of them. Most of the time the screen's jacked up. I think they're just fragile. This was the model in between the old CRT iMacs and the kind of screen on a foot that the G5 iMac was, that eventually became what we all know as an iMac today, even in the M2, M3 world. Around back, you got 3 USB 1.1 ports, mini VGA, FireWire 400, a spot for the 120 volts, 240 volts AC to do its thing, a modem, Ethernet, which I can't remember if this model was 10100 or gigabit. By this point, the Power Macs are gigabit. I don't know about the iMacs, I can't remember. A headphone jack, Apple, the special speaker port, and a line level microphone in. Through another dumpster diving adventure, I actually have a pair of these special Mac speakers. I think the Power Macs had the same plug. It's not exactly a quarter-inch stereo. It's got this extra power barrel jack around it. But they sound all right, so we'll hook them up and use them with this guy. My plan for this is eventually to make it into a jukebox with these speakers, because I think it'll look cool, and I don't know, gives it something to do, and instead of being in the dumpster. So let's get it spun back around and get it hooked up. I had to do a quick battery swap because battery on this D850 kind of went out on me, so as I was charging, I had 3 batteries for this thing. I don't know where one of them went. That's a problem because they're like $60. Anyway, but we've got it set back up. We got the speakers connected. Let's hit the power button and see what happens. Those speakers actually were pretty okay for the day. The one set I have are kind of clapped out and rattly, but you know, they look nice and they sounded better than the internal speaker. Having one plug back to the computer was also a plus. We have an Apple, which means this is either running 10.3 or 10.4 or higher. These G4s maxed out at 10.5.8, by the way. Okay, we're at the desktop, and we have the ubiquitous, CMOS battery is dead warning. So we'll go ahead and say that's okay. And let's check system about this Mac. Looks like 10.4.9. Let me see if I can get you guys in to take a look at that tighter. Looks like we got 10.4.9 with a 1 gigahertz. These are DDR RAM on these. These are after they quit using PC-133 finally in 2002. So that's nice. It is, let's see, this is the one I think it is. More info. I'll try to blur out any kind of sensitive information that might pop up. I'm going to go over here. Graphics displays. Yes, so this is the GeForce 4MX. So this is the next to last version of the G4 iMac. And you can't see any of that. Focus. There we go. GeForce 4, the last version of these came with a FX 5200. I know, powerhouse, right? Anyway, so This is the next to last version. They had one more version of the G4 before the G5 came out. That speed bumped this to a 1.25 and a GeForce FX 5200 that I mentioned before. So this is the next to last. And I bet this still is, yes, USB 1.1. Yes, yep, there it is, up to 12 megabits a second. Don't use it all in one spot. So it's definitely not the speediest one I could have got, but you know, I'm dumpster diving, who cares? Usually the first thing I like to do on these is format them because I'm not interested in the information, I'm not interested in the software. I've got my own software. In fact, right here I have the Mac OS 10.4 Tiger DVD I bought in 2005, so the original one. But I'm not interested in any of that on this. In fact, I want to protect anyone's privacy, so we're going to go ahead and try to do that. I'm going to maneuver this up, and to get the DVD drive open on these, you hit the eject button. That might mystify some of you younger viewers. And pull out the DVD, we stick her in, have it come in, and see if it reads. This does have, according to Apple System Profiler, Pioneer DVD-R 105 in it, which is a DVD burner. Does not sound happy though. My guess is that thing is not going to work. And after trying to read it for a few minutes, it spat the disk back out at me. So this drive is toast or needs fixing. Either way, not something I want to deal with tonight. However, if you do have an old Mac with a dead DVD, CD drive on it, and you want to format it, not all hope is lost. All you need is another garbage old Mac. It's like these things are multiplying, with a drive in it and a let me see, where'd I put it? Ah, yes, here we go. And a FireWire cable. 400 right here. You can use 800 if you want. And you can use a feature called target disk mode. So I'll show you how that works. So we're going to restart. And on the iMac, we're going to hold down the T key as it reboots, which might take it a minute. Yeah, it's complaining. Oh, those speakers, they do look really nice. So eventually, up. So we're holding down the T key as it boots through the chime. And any minute now. All right, we are in target disk mode. T is for target disk mode. You could do this on SCSI Macs too through the SCSI bus, but FireWire still has it. I'm not sure, I don't think the new ones do this at all through Thunderbolt. But all right, now this is basically just a FireWire hard drive. So let's get the PowerBook set up and I'll show you how to do this. So we've got the PowerBook here now plugged in because the battery's toast, because it's also 22 years old. This is, I think, one of the last versions of the G4 12-inch. Look, a small portable laptop with ports on it. See, Apple, you know how to make those. Anyway, we're just going to take out our Tiger DVD. Nothing special about it. And we're going to boot this up and feed it the DVD and hold down the C key. C on these old Macs tells it to boot from the CD or DVD drive. Yeah, that sounds normal. That's actually spinning up and reading. Who would have thought the finicky slot loading drive would survive 20 years later, but the old tray load drive would be dead. This is a good trick to know because as these Macs age, you can barely see that screen. Hang on. Can I turn that light down? Oh, tired old LCDs. We'll keep talking here, but maybe if I move this light a little here while that screen kind of warms up. It'll get brighter when it warms up. But as these Macs age, these CD drives are going to keep dying because there's mechanical moving parts in there. And they're getting harder to find. I probably will go out of my way to replace or repair the drive in this. Like I said, I want to use it as a music jukebox. It'd be nice to be able to slap a CD in there just for old time's sake. So I probably will pick up a spare Pioneer IDE drive and slap in there along with a RAM upgrade. Future video, right? Content. We need content. This is all for content. We have booted. We'll do that. Okay, so first things first, let's do utilities, disk utility. And again, you always want to, if you're into retro computers, I would say, unless it was like a special computer or some kind of weird one-off, if it's just your standard run-of-the-mill kind of iMac or PC, format it. You know, maybe not throw away the hard drive, maybe it, but you know, it's not worth trying to dig through someone's data, violating their privacy. It's also, you know, kind of possession's 9/10 of the law. You don't know what weirdo owned this thing. You don't know what they've done with it. I don't want to find. I don't want to visit from the feds again. So that's why we wipe these. So after you've booted everything, you take your 6-pin FireWire cable and you just plug it into the iMac, and you plug it into the other things. I'm going to reach around back here, kind of undignified, and plug it into the iMac's FireWire port in the back. I always did like FireWire better in the day. Used less CPU. 400 in particular was notched so that it would only fit one way. You weren't sitting there USB being it. All right. So as you can see, that is shown up as an Apple FireWire target. We're going to erase and macOS extended journaled. All right. And you can come in here in security options. For the sake of the video, I'm not going to do this. I'll probably come back and do this again afterwards. So I would say zero out the data. I do a 7-pass erase. It's kind of like Mac dband. Actually, let me zoom in there so you can see that. Hang on 1 second. All right, that's better. You can actually see it this time. So 7-pass or zero out data. I'm just going to do don't erase because I don't want to sit here forever. I'll come back and do this later off camera. But just to really, it's like the Mac version of dband. So hopefully this is not moray. I can't say that. Completely 4K camera, tiny old LCD. So we formatted now, and I'm going to quit disk utility and continue, continue. I agree. We select the target FireWire disk, and I usually go under options and don't need to do any of that. We've already erased the disk, and we will, customize, that's what I was looking for. I'll install X11 because I always did back in the day. Printer drivers, I don't need out-of-date printer drivers probably. How much? Does free up a gig. We'll leave it, why not? It's not like this thing is really doing any work. And then click install and let it go. I'm gonna cut the camera off here so I don't chew through another battery and bring you in when this is done. Oh, you can skip this step too. I don't need this. I've used this DVD, it's not been torn up. It's probably okay. All right, well, now instead of sitting here listening to this CD drive screech endlessly, I'm gonna cut this off, let it do its thing, and bring you in when it's done. And we are back. The install is finished. The PowerBook is sitting at the welcome screen for Tiger. So let's go ahead and get this booted back on the iMac and see how we did. So, okay, so we just disconnected the the PowerBook. I put my Tiger DVD away. Now I'm just going to power cycle the iMac and see what we get. Okay, we've gotten the PowerBook out of the picture. I've retrieved my Tiger DVD out of the drive, and we're just going to power cycle the iMac, and watch it boot up for the first time. So that's all there is to it. You just hold the power button down. You get that chime. This is probably going to be, and I think we have a Tiger first boot. It's still thinking. And any minute now. Oh, that's loud. Okay, there we go. The Tiger intro movie from all the way back then, if you can see it. Let me turn this light down here a little bit so this screen shows up better. These tired old LCDs. But there we have it. It worked. We now have a freshly formatted Mac ready to go for whatever purpose we see fit. I would install, I'm gonna go ahead and mute this. Would install the latest upgrade of 10.4.9, I think is where Tiger got to. So I have got on a FireWire drive somewhere or a file share. Yeah, you have now a fresh install of a Mac, of Mac OS. I would, you know, keep this trick in the back of your pocket if you mess with these old Macs a lot. These drives are becoming increasingly unreliable. The used supply of them is getting harder to find, more expensive. You know, who knows? So it's a good trick to have if you only have one CD, DVD drive. You can also, you know, pull the drive out, image it. On these, it's a little difficult. I only kind of open this once to replace the PRAM battery, upgrade the memory, and do a couple other things. So now replace the DVD drive. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, why did you waste time watching it? Go watch something else. I don't know what to tell you. This channel is kind of a mix of things. Wait for my next video in a month or two where we get back to, not a month or two, we get back to these little guys, these little Raspberry Pi things here. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.